going on, friends? I am sitting here in our learning room. We just got done doing a little bit of activities to wrap up our night, and I wanted to share with you guys what we have coming up next. In another one of my videos, I recently talked very briefly about doing virtual field trips. If you are feeling like you want to stay home and not be around crowds and things like that, this is a great opportunity. Or if you want to explore the world and have your kids explore different things in our history or in different countries, this is also a great alternative to actually going to see those things physically. Many places have virtual field trips and activities that you can do on the computer, or even like 3D tours for. So I've been doing a little bit of digging, trying to decide what we're going to do next, and my little chart that you can see in the background right here, our special reward for finishing yet another week of school was to do an outing. So instead of doing just like an outing locally, I decided that we're going to dedicate a few days to doing an outing, but do it like a virtual tour or a virtual field trip. So I put together just a few different fun things for us to do, and I wanted to share those just to spark a little bit of, I guess, imagination in your mind, or to encourage you to do something like this and look into some of the options of virtual field trips that there are. After digging in a little deeper for myself, I have seen that there are a lot of very good resources, different resorts and attractions that have them that I never really considered before. So we are going to be going to Sweden. So I wanted to share some of the things that I found with you guys to set up for our virtual field trip. And the first thing is a passport. I thought, how fun is that going to be to fill in the passport? So it comes on a full sheet like this, and then they can decorate it, and then you fold it again. They can put their picture in here, and then I'm probably going to laminate this and make like just some very simple little stickers to commemorate all the different places that we will be visiting. And if this is something that you would like to do as well, I'll be sure to leave a link to all of these fun little things in the description box so you can find them too. So the first thing that we're going to do to kick this off is talk about like what a virtual field trip is. We're going to discuss Sweden and some of the things that go along with that, but I also wanted to be talking about it and revisiting it throughout the week. So I found a few different resources that I loved and made like a little book. So there's like different like main topics, I guess, of what things can be seen in Sweden. I found some recipes and different information about that. So we're going to take some time to do a recipe and color the flag. And then on the last part of the little booklet, I just made a little page kind of summing it all up. So I have like a checklist in there to find Sweden on the map, talk about what continent Sweden's in, talk about the flag, talk about what our favorite part of the field trip experience was and which one he liked best. That will provide like a writing activity to go along with it. And then one of the pieces of the field trip or the virtual experience that is going to be on the one that we chose is the ice hotel, or an ice hotel. So I was asking him in the booklet if he would stay there, what are some of his ideas and thoughts. So like I said, not only will that allow us to kind of check our progression throughout the time that we're doing this in the upcoming days, but to also just kind of give a little bit of feedback, provide some opportunities for writing practice and sharing his opinion and things like that. But all in all, I just want this to be a very fun experience. We're kind of dipping our toes in doing it this way, but I like the kind of travel themed approach to doing these field trips. And if this is something that goes well and it's very enjoyable for my son and for both of us to do together, then we will more than likely continue this way and tie it in with like our history and social studies and all of that. So I just wanted to share that because I'm super excited. I'm ready to kick that off, and I wanted to take you guys along to, like I said, offer you some encouragement or some inspiration in finding different ways for your kids to be able to explore the world and different monuments and countries and all of those types of things. So I thought this was a fun way to do it, and that it might be something you wanted to check into as well. Okay, so here is the website that we'll be using. It's called Lights Over Lapland, and so they have virtual aurora tours. It gives you just a little bit of information, but what really caught my attention here is that there are 6 different activities or tours to choose from. So there's 2 aurora, a dog sledding option, the ice hotel like I was talking about, and then a reindeer sledding virtual tour. And all of these things I found just like a brief description about in some of the resources that I told you I compiled in the little booklet. So this was very fitting for just what I chose, and whatever I didn't get my hands on, I kind of just made myself, or we will dive into as we go, like if we have any questions or want to learn a little bit more about any of these and don't have our questions answered in the activity itself or in the tour itself. So this is what we are going to be choosing to do in the next few days. And I'm hoping that we'll do like one day for aurora, one day for dog sledding, and then tie these 2 in together, talk about the ice hotel, and the reindeer sledding will kind of refer back to the dog sledding, and then talk about like comparing and contrasting the 2, some things that were the same, some things that are different, and talk about what the leader of the pack is going to have to consider since there are differences in animals, and go down that route. So I guess you could technically consider that like a unit study, since we are going to be concentrating just on Sweden, but we are not going to like push everything else aside. We're going to continue with our other activities and like topics that we've already been discussing in the other subjects, and then just add this on as an additional piece, and that'll kind of go throughout the rest of the week. So I thought that that was really cool, and that this option was great because there were many different things to learn about in one spot, and kind of tie in like with geography, and there were many opportunities for me to link different ideas and topics together so that it would be beneficial and also like engaging at the same time. We're on our way to our first homeschool group meetup. It's at a library like nearby. So they are doing like every 2nd and 4th Monday. So I guess that we will see what they're gonna offer. They didn't really give a lot of information. I just know that it's like the first one for this school year. So we are headed over, and like it literally started raining 10 minutes ago, my luck. And yeah, I'll check back in and tell you guys how it was when we're done.
Afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
So, what were your thoughts
About what?
about the meetup?
I like the rocks.
Okay. Would you come again?
Huh?
Would maybe not?
No.
No. So they did get a little geode, and they talked about water conservation and made little, what are those called? Capes. For being water conservation heroes. It was an hour long, and I would say they probably spent 20 to 30 minutes coloring all in all. So not necessarily what I expected. It was fun to be around like other kids and other families, but I don't know, we may come again. If you had to give it a score out of 10, if 10 is the best.
Probably a 6.
A 6? Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 7, but you know, it is what it is.
Which America?
North America, because South America is where?
On the other side.
We're in North America, and here's Texas right here, and then we're traveling to Sweden. So we're gonna come over here all the way around to Europe. Can you find Europe?
Europe. This one.
This whole, yep, very good. This whole.
I knew where Sweden was.
Okay, can you see in this pink little sliver where it says Sweden? Okay, so he colored the outside, and we put his information on the inside of his little passport, and then I laminated it, and I'm just gonna fold it in half after it's laminated so that it will stay in great shape. And he was really excited to learn about the process of what we're going to be doing. And then we did an aurora tour, and I ended up finding another little kid-friendly explanation of the aurora lights and why that happens, and we used our globe to talk about that. So of course, since it's laminated, it's not going to stay completely shut, but to have it protected was really my goal. And then on this side, we're going to put some stickers on there, and I'll probably write on there each spot that we go throughout the year so that we can remember and then go back through and just put a little sticker.
8.
Plate, because you noticed what?
And silent E.
A silent E. Okay, so after they told us to read the word, what are you going to do with the highlighter? Trace the word, and then we'll be done.
I think that's... Oh, we're in the sleigh. Without the reminder off of Elsa.
Okay, we are actually going to add in a little labeling the moose. So I'm gonna have him color this, and then I made some short and sweet labels right here. So he's gonna cut those out, glue them onto there, glue this in his journal, and then I also made like a visual for the moose facts that we're gonna cover. So we just have like they're herbivores, talking about how tall they can grow, how long they live, the difference between the males and females, and then I just printed out a little title so that we can glue that into the journal as well. So he's gonna just cut these out as we talk about them and as we go over them in our little video and in our discussion, and then that will go in here too. And then I also found this little cutout earth, and it doesn't really fit in the composition books, but like if you had a page protector, that would be perfect too, because you could leave it in there and then pull it out as you needed to, or color over it with the dry erase markers. All right, friends, that's gonna wrap up this video. I appreciate you coming along with us on our virtual field trips, and I hope that this gave you a little bit of inspiration or maybe some ideas of things that you and your kiddos can do in your homeschool journey. We are going to continue with all of the moose stuff, since that's what my son had like the most interest in when we first kicked off our Swedish exploration. We're gonna like keep going down that route, and then whatever we do next that I had like originally planned, I will be sure to include in my next video. And you can follow me on Instagram to see like all the kind of behind the scenes type of things throughout the week. And I wanted to ask you guys if you would be interested in doing a live plan with me for the upcoming weeks and things like that. So let me know in the comments, either like on TikTok or on Instagram, or even here on YouTube, if that would be something that you would be interested in. I know doing it live gives more of like a real feel to it, and I would love to have your input and answer any questions that you might have as that's actually happening. So that would be a great way for all of us to get to hang out virtually as well. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here and following along. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. Give this video a thumbs up if this was something that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.